Greetings, family. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Monday, September the 12th, 2022, and the time is 3:00 p.m. Welcome back to the show. I am so happy you're here with me today. It's my great pleasure to share any news that I have with you. So let's jump right into the news. First, I'd like to say I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, as did I. Now, we know that the Queen passed away or transitioned officially on September the 8th, 2022. And we say officially because we've heard several announcements. I have even posted something on January the 2nd, 2022 on my Instagram post, and it was a news article that stated on January the 2nd, 2022 that she had passed. Now, in case you want to follow me on my social media platform, on Instagram I'm at Empress Kia Pruitt, and on Facebook I'm at DRKIA space PRUITT, and of course on YouTube I'm Dr. Kia Pruitt. But I had posted on my Instagram channel in January on the 2nd that she had allegedly passed. Then there was another article in February of 2022 that said she had passed, but before that, about 2 years ago, it made public news after Isaac Cappy, who is an entertainer and B-list actor, had said that she had passed. So who knows what's really going on? You never know with the deep state or these people who are acting when it happened. But officially on this timeline, she passed September the 8th, 2022. What is supposed to happen after the Queen passes? What is supposed to officially happen is that the flag is supposed to be lowered, and then there's supposed to be cannon shots, and there will be an announcement of who is the successor to the throne. In this case, it's supposed to be Prince Charles, whom we haven't heard too much about, because the other princes, they were constantly in the news. But Prince Charles allegedly took over after her. Then, get this, there will be 10 days of mourning. Do you know what I thought about when I heard that 10 days of mourning? Hello, it clicked in my mind. That might be what the 10 days of darkness is about. Oh my gosh. You know how things just start to click and something just turns on, light bulb comes on in your head. Perhaps that is what was meant by 10 days of darkness when military intel had told us that the Queen's death would be a marker. And we knew that the Queen's official death was coming out when Betty White died, right? Because she had allegedly also played a role as a queen. They called her the Queen of Comedy. So when she passed away, we knew it wouldn't be that long, or it would be very soon before an announcement about Queen Elizabeth would transition. So that was what we heard first. The Queen's death would be a marker that the war has come to a climax and soon come to an end. And then 10 days of darkness. Oh my gosh, it hit me now. So the first day that she dies is considered D-Day. And then it's D-Day 1 and D-Day 2, until we get to the 10 days. So some articles said 12 days, but the official announcement that came out on September the 9th is that it's 10 days of mourning. Now, these people are mourning the Queen's death because that's what they know. They know she's the monarch. They know that she controlled many countries, not just her country, not just Britain, but many countries, including the United States of America, before Donald Trump went over there and took power. And you all, I will find that for you. I will find the video for you, and I did it on one of my other posts when he went to visit Queen Elizabeth a couple years ago, and she stepped back, and it looked to me like she ushered him in front of her, but she stood back, he walked in front of her, and then he inspected the guard that were on her lawn. Typically, it's supposed to be her job to inspect the guard on her lawn. Typically, no one walks in front of the Queen, but President Trump did. He walked in front of the Queen. He inspected the guard on her lawn. Okay, you talk about being a gangster or being real, or somebody that's being a leader, knows how to command what they desire, okay? He walked in front of her, inspected the guard, and get this, family, the guard were United States military. That is not something that always happens. Now, A lot of people have said that the queen is non-human, that she was a reptilian, that she did some nefarious activities. And who am I to say if she did or not? And this is why some people are not mourning. Like I said, a lot of people are mourning because that's all they know. They know her to be the monarch. They figure that if the queen dies, they should mourn. They should be sad about it. I don't know. For me, it looks kind of like liberty and freedom. Now, I'll tell you why else I feel that way. And I had to do a little research to see if this was true or not. But before I get into that, she is supposed to be buried on the 19th. So we will see what happens after the 19th. But there has been some news about her allegedly doing things with children that has to do with digesting them. Okay, I have to mind my words and be careful what I say. So there was this breaking news article that came out, and also I found a video that said in 1964, she, and they called him kissing cousin, her kissing cousin husband went to visit a private Catholic school in Canada. They went to visit this school, and then they took some children to interview them. I believe it was about 10 children between the ages of 6 and 14, and these were Aboriginal children or indigenous children to Canada. So Aboriginal children are the children that were first there before the place was colonized. So she and her kissing cousin husband took them to interview them, and these children came up missing. Now, this was something that came to the attention of authorities. It was 7 boys and 3 girls, like I said, between the ages of 6 and 14. And then there was one survivor by the name of William Coombs. William Coombs was supposed to go to a tribunal, a world court or an international tribunal, and testify about how the king and her husband had allegedly taken these children, abused them, beaten them, and consumed them. Well, William Coombs came up missing, and he was actually just announced dead, and nobody knew why. And so some reporters assumed that the reason why he was missing in action was because he was supposed to report to this international tribunal what had happened to the other children who went missing. Now, these aren't the only children. This isn't the only school that has reported that the queen and some of her royal court had allegedly consumed children. So, having said that, she was supposed to be held and charged with some type of criminal activity as it relates to crimes against humanity. I'm going to read the heading of this particular article to you so that you can see it, and then I will put it up in the description section for you to read. It says, Queen Elizabeth Windsor and Pope Ratzinger were served summons by the ITCCS to appear before a tribunal on charges of complicity in child T-word, trafficking, the G word, genocide, and crimes against humanity. What happened after that? I will leave that video in a newspaper article for you to read for yourself so that you can see what happened with the queen. But I don't believe she was charged. She was summoned to serve at the ITCC, but I don't know if she did or not. I don't think so, because that witness never was able to come forward. Then I was listening to Bix Weir on the road to Ruda. You need to follow him because he has a lot of knowledge and information about silver. And he said that there has been 110 years of fiat price suppression and 170 years of silver price suppression that has gone on throughout history. But now that the queen has died and some other important things have happened in the news, for example, countries like the BRICS nations deciding to leave the fiat dollar and go towards the gold standard, countries like Saudi Arabia rejecting the fiat, the USD, Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Malaysia, all these big countries with high populations have left and rejected the United States dollar. And as you all know on this channel, as the dollar decreases in value, then what happens to precious metals? They increase in value. Right now, if you download the US debt clock onto your clock phone or computer, you will see that the proper value of silver right now is actually $1,200 an ounce. And the proper value of gold is over $9,000 per ounce. Okay, $1,200 an ounce compared to what you're paying now at $19 an ounce is a huge difference. We're paying a little more than $1,700 per ounce in gold when the real value is $9,000 an ounce. Family, if you get into the precious metals market now, you will preserve your wealth against inflation and against the USD, and your precious metals will go up in value and you will get a high return on your investment. So I'm getting ready to wrap this up, but I needed for you to know this news that now that the Queen has died, so much is going to happen. I did listen to Bix Weir, and I'm trying to find something that I wrote today because he said something that was very, very important about what's going on in the news and with who owns the mortgages. According to Bix Weir, your bank does not own your mortgage, and neither do you. Now, this is why we know that during when NESARA is announced, you will actually get the alloidial title to your mortgage. The alloidial title is the real official title because you don't have that right now. You don't own it right now. So when NESARA is announced, you will get that in your own possession to ensure you that you are the rightful owner. Now, according to Bix Weir, in the early 1970s, Congress did a thorough investigation on who owns Seed and Company. Seed, C-E-D-E, and Company was owned by the DTCC, and that is the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation or Clearance Corporation. Who owns that? Nobody understood or overstood who owned Seed and Company. Well, all your mortgages, all the stocks, bonds, paper assets, and any type of electronic assets, he says, except for your coins or your Bitcoins and things like that. All of those are owned by the DTCC and Seed, C-E-D-E, and Company. Guess who owns Seed and Company, or who owned Seed and Company? I think I hear my grandbabies. You all can come in. Who owned Seed and Company was the Queen of England. Okay, you didn't own your mortgages, your stocks, your bonds, your paper assets, your electronic assets, but the Queen of England owned all of that. And now that she has gone, or she is dead, or she's taken off planet, or she's been done away with, or she's at military tribunal, whatever. Now that she no longer reigns, that all has to come to an end, as well as price suppression on precious metals and fiat currency. So it doesn't matter who her successor is. That whole so-called monarchy is done. It's over. It's over with. And as long as you all understand and overstand that you have sovereignty over your life, and you just simply say, I do not consent to anybody reigning over me, you will take your power back as being sovereign beings. You will have control over your own destiny, over your own finances, over your own posterity. Family, you have reign. This is what sovereign means. Reign means control or rule. Sov, S-O-V-E, means over. You are sovereign beings. By the Constitution of the United States, by the constitutions all over the planet, by universal law, you are part of the divine oneness. That is universal law number one. Remember we went over universal laws? So you have power. You don't need a queen. You don't need a government. Govern, to control. Ment is mentality or mind. Do you need anybody to have control over your mind? Government. Do you need anybody to control your finances? Do you have to have a store for your food, or can you plant your own seeds? Do you need to go to a bank which is governed by admiralty law? Or can you have your own treasury by having precious metals in silver and gold? Do you need the courthouse to sign your marriage certificate when you can actually have something in writing between you and your partner? Register that wherever you decide to register it and put your assets in a trust, because a trust is a document that holds and manages your assets. You don't even need to go to a court for a divorce when you have assets in trust and you, as the administrator, grantor, or trustee, make a decision about how your assets will be disseminated. Family, you have complete, total control and reign over your lives. And this is what we talk about here on our channel. Now, remember, a trust is different from a will. A will it simply states your wishes or what you desire to happen upon your death. But here's the thing about a will. That's good in estate planning for a beginning, something just to state your wishes. However, a will does not disseminate your assets. It does not determine where your assets go. A will upon your death has to go through probate court. And the court, which was beholden to the queen, right? Because judges and lawyers actually have Esquire behind their name, which is a title of nobility. Once they pass the British accredited registry, the bar, which was connected to the queen, makes the decisions about what happens to your assets. So upon your death, your assets go through probate court. Anybody can hold that up. Somebody can contest your will. That will hold it up. Somebody can decide that they want it to take longer. So probate court takes long. It doesn't determine where your assets go because the court makes that decision, my darling. It's just your thought. It's what we've been taught that you get to decide when you write a will where it goes. But no. If somebody contests it, the fees come out of your estate. If any fees that pays the lawyer in the courts comes out of your estate. When all those fees that come up every time somebody contests it, anytime any paperwork is drawn against it, it comes out. The fines and fees and penalties come out of your assets or your estate. Therefore, it's better to have trust put in place, a legal, lawful document that holds and manages your assets. And what makes it legitimate is when you fund it. And you can fund it many ways: by putting the asset itself in a trust, you can fund it with a life insurance policy, and you can fund it many different ways. And you, as the grantor, trustee, or maker of that trust, decide what happens, or you control that trust while you're living and while you're dead. So you control your assets, my darling, right now as being a sovereign being and from the grave. So remember what John D. Rockefeller said. He said, own nothing, control everything. When your assets are in trust, you control it, and the trust control your assets. So we're getting ready to wrap this up, but before we do, I advise you to get into precious metals. Now, we did see a spike by a couple of cents. I think it was like 81 cents according to Big Square over a matter of a few days since the queen died, where silver at least increased. But silver is still under $20 per ounce. I highly encourage you, since the real value of silver, according to US.clock, is $1,200 an ounce, to get into precious metals. Gold is a little bit more expensive, but if it is in your budget, get into it. If it is not in your budget, you can always get a half an ounce, a full ounce, a half an ounce, a quarter of an ounce, grams. You can get a gold Aurum notes, AURUM, and that is just 24 karat gold pressed on a note. It's still lawful money, lawful gold. Remember, 13 states have either passed legislation or introduced legislation making silver and gold legal tender. Remember, most countries have had their gold and silver repatriated back to them. So you can go to your local coin shop, and I'm going to a local coin meeting tonight. I'm a part of many clubs. So you can go to your local coin shop, look up coin shop in your community, or look up numismatics in your community, and purchase 0.999 pure silver and gold. Now they're measured in troy ounces, but again, you can get half ounce, quarter of an ounce, grams. You can get kilograms, even 100 ounces if you desire, whatever is in your budget. And if silver is not in your budget, consider sterling silver. Remember when grandma used to have sterling silverware and sterling silver dishes? Sterling silver is 92% real silver. Silver is amazing because, as I said in my silver video, silver can be ingested through colloidals and monatomics. Silver can be worn. We have silver receptors in our brain. Silver is on the periodic chart between gold and copper. It is amazing, as is gold. And whereas gold was used for jewelry and money, silver is used for jewelry, money, utensils, silverware. It's used in all of your appliances because it is something that has industrial value. So silver is more rare than gold, more precious than gold. Silver right now, I believe the ratio is like 80-1. It takes 80 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. But according to an economist with whom I spoke, at the end of every empire, silver's ratio changes 3-1. So Bix Weir and some other people say it's probably better to actually get into silver. Now, I'm not an economist. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a silver and precious metals enthusiast. Now, you all know that I love Miles Franklin. I will be working with Andy Schefman, the CEO and president of Miles Franklin. I found him to be very reputable. He is the one that told us that billionaires are getting into precious metals right now. And in fact, in late July, I think it was, a billionaire bought $50 million worth of precious metals, 25 million in silver and 25 million in gold. Okay, having said that, I encourage you, go to your local places. Consider places like Miles Franklin. You have APMEX, you have Money Metals, you have Silver Gold Bullion, you have lots of online dealers. You also have Quicksilver. Now, what I like about Quicksilver is you can be a part of their automatic program. So you can sign up with Quicksilver to have certain amounts of silver or gold delivered to you monthly. And I kind of like that. So I bought from all different places, but let's open this one that I got from Quicksilver. It's so cute. This is the package you get when you sign up and you have something. You can just even start with 1 ounce of silver every month. So let's open it and see how it comes. It comes right on time every month. And right here, you will see a beautiful 0.99 troy ounce silver coin. Isn't that beautiful? So that's a part of the automatic program. And let me know if you're interested. I will give you my link because it is beautiful, it's shiny, and I can depend on them to make it to my home or to the place, the address to where I want it to go every month. You can also sell silver with this company, Quicksilver. And that's why I like it, because you can become a wealth ambassador and actually sell it. And yes, they deliver in the United States, Canada, and some of your other countries. Now, I wanted to bring that to you to encourage you to get into the market because the prices of silver will explode. Not only will the ratio be decreased from 80-1 to 3-1, but at the end of every empire, this is how I knew this was happening when the global happened, when everything was shut down. I had spoken to an economist right before that happened, and he said, we all knew that a black swan event was coming. Those of us who kind of follow these things and precious metals enthusiasts, and those of us who follow geopolitical news, a lot of your Austrian economists follow these types of things. So I spoke with an Austrian economist right before the global shutdown, and he said at the end of every empire, they rack up all the debt. They spend as much money as they can, and then they destroy that economic system and move to a new economic system. I kid you not, soon after that, we saw the Black Swan event, and I had been reporting that it was going to happen because of the intel, and that is exactly what happened. So please Just because you see the prices being suppressed, don't worry. Just know, be encouraged. It's almost over. Remember, JP Morgan paid $920 million, which is pennies to them, in an admission that they've been spoofing the market or suppressing precious metals. Remember also that we have seen JP Morgan people, as well as bankers and insider traders and former U.S. congressmen being charged with spoofing and suppressing the prices. This is how we know this is almost over. The Queen's death is a marker that this is almost over. So family, get into the precious metals market. If you'd like to know how to get in touch with Andy Scheckman, I will be happy to accommodate you. If you're interested in having precious metals sent to your home every single month, or even make a one-time purchase, I will send you that information as well. Oops. I don't know how they do this. So that's what I wanted to announce, as well as the fact that I will be doing a podcast soon with Erin McGuirk, possibly this month, about us being one nation, about having positive vibes, about how we can command blessings in our lives. So this is why I have a joyful disposition. I know that we have the power as being part of the creative source to command blessings, not to demand, not to force, but simply to speak positively and command anything that we desire in our lives, because com means with, okay? So you send energy, commandeer, and with, send energy into the universe to bring the things that you desire. You desire wealth, speak it, command it. You desire joy, speak it, command it. You desire peace, speak it, command it to be so. When you arise in the morning and before you go to bed at night, and then live as if it is or as if it were, and you will create a beautiful, magnificent reality. Finally, I like to say that my good friend Mel Carmine sent me a beautiful gift. Mel Carmine and his wife Amber, his lovely wife Amber, sent me this gift. Isn't that beautiful? It's the iTeraCare wand I was telling you about, the magic wand. You charge it, you pour filtered or pure water in a glass, and then you charge the water with this beautiful device, and you drink the water, and it heals you according to testimonies. I've heard people be healed from tumors, healed from diseases. My personal girlfriend out of Boston has been, she cured her varicose veins by drinking this magnetized water, because allegedly this has crystals from our galactic family, from our Galactic Federation of Light, our brothers and sisters who are non-human, who have been here longer than we. So I'm trying this. Now, I'm not sick, so I'm hoping it will cure things that aren't, that haven't presented themselves yet. So I'm trying it. I will give you all information about it. Of course, I'm not a medical doctor. I have a PhD or doctorate of philosophy in education and higher education, or education and psychology in higher education. I was trained to become a dean or a psychologist. However, I do trust that there are some things, I do trust in some Western medicine, Eastern medicine, and most importantly, medicine that was given to us by our galactics. You can find this device with Mel Carmine on our XRPQFS1Team channel, YouTube channel, and talk to him. He can send you all the information you like about it, along with testimonies. So that includes the news for today. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It has been my great pleasure to present the news before you today. I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and to give you joy and life as you go about your day and create the magnificent life that you desire and you deserve. Peace, family. I will talk to you soon. Bye.